All right, so we're going to go over problem 5 of our ExpertTA homework. So the question is, a motorcycle begins at the initial time of 0 seconds. The motorcycle starts moving, eventually covers the distance of 707 meters in a time which the final time is 166 seconds. In a coordinate system with north being the positive direction, the motorcycle's motion is in the northern direction. So basically the diagram is showing that I just used a circle because I suck at drawing. Would start here and end here. This is the distance that it covered, which would be the 707 meters, and in the north direction, which I have north marked here, south marked here, and time, which is 0, starts here. So part A is asking for the average speed. So to calculate average speed, we are going to take the change in distance over the change in time. So it's going to be change in d over change in that. And so our change in distance is going to be 707 meters. So velocity average is going to be 707 meters over 166 seconds. And when we do that calculation, it comes out to be 4.259 meters per second. So that will be our answer to number 1, or A of the problem. So B is going to be asking for the motorcycle's displacement. So basically how far it goes, which it gives us the exact displacement of it. Since it's in the positive direction, we don't need to worry about any of that. So we're just solving for displacement, which how far it covered, which is going to be 707 meters right there. So that's the answer to B. I'll go over here for C. C is asking for the average velocity of the velocity of the motorcycle throughout its journey. We're gonna start, average velocity is right here, VAVG with an N, which it's going to just be the same as our A answer, since it's moving straight, it's moving in the positive direction north, starting here, moving in the positive direction north, which means that the velocity is going to be we know that the change in velocity is the velocity is the change in distance over change in time also, but we know that it's going to be positive because it's moving in the positive direction. So we're going to get the same answer as A, which would be 4.259 meters per second. And now we're going to go down to D, the final part of the question, which is if the motorcycle's final velocity, so if T final was 12 meters per second, what was the motorcycle's average acceleration in the northern direction during this period? So it's going to be in the positive direction, and this is going to be in meters per second squared. So what we're going to do for this one is we are going to take the its final minus initial velocity, which our initial velocity was 0, so we can just cross that out. So we're going to have 12 meters per second on top divided by 166 seconds, which these seconds are going to give us that second squared at the end. So when that comes out, it equals out to about let me do this again real quick. 12 divided by 166, it equals about 0.0723 meters per second squared. So that is going to be the average acceleration of our motorcycle as it starts at 0 and eventually gets to its final velocity of 12 meters per second. And now I'm going to take the camera, flip it around if I can. Or I'm just going to make sure that they know I did this.